Hey everybody, this is Black Horse 23, and I am going to be doing a playthrough video of Five Live Studios Satellite Rain game. They just finished their internal alpha, so it's version 0.61. I've been testing this game out for about a month and a half already, and it's been pretty awesome. So anyway, we're going to start logging in, and I'll be rambling. This is the first video I'm doing like this, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to start a new user because unfortunately I was messing with the controls and the controls stopped working. It's one of the bugs of the game. Anyway, so let's see, let's do my girlfriend's username. Alright, so confirm it. First of all, they've added this whole opening menu before it just would launch you straight into the game, and it's really nice that they finally have this. I think it's really cool that they have company logos that you can do. I really hope they either include add up the roster, let people use it in the future, but for now the selection is pretty cool. So definitely it's a nice touch. Anyway, I'm gonna pause this for a second so we can get into the game. Alright, so they've added a whole voiceover text. They've improved the little mod over there. I think that text goes a little too fast, but this is basic tutorial here. Gives you the ability to zoom in, move this out, and do this, zoom. So these are basically standard controls, and kind of want to start the game off with being in the middle of the world and going through there, but since I couldn't, because I can't do this rotation right now, as you can see with the keyboard changes, so I'm going to start from here. So you got to deal with this little tutorial screen. In case you don't know about Satellite Rain, or you're searching it, you just want to know more, it's developed by Five Live Studios. Two of the people who worked on the game originally worked on the Syndicate series, Syndicate and Syndicate Wars. I was too young to play it actually, and unfortunately I missed out on it, but ever since I heard from it, it was an amazing concept, and the guys, after a pretty crappy first-person version of the game, they decided to make a spiritual successor to the game, and here we are. So anyway, weapon. So they've also added, they've just upgraded their engine from Unity 4 to Unity 5, and the game looked pretty great last time around, but this time around it's pretty awesome, and I'm actually running my stuff on medium settings, so you can add more effects, and it would probably even make this look even better, even though it looks pretty damn great. The view is isometric, as you can see, and it gives you a limited rotation. I don't know if this is an intentional design thing or an issue that they have with how they can do the mapping later. I really wish we could do full rotation in the future, but for now it's still nice that you get some rotation and ability to zoom out a little bit more. Anyway, the game has a lot of really great both stealth and action elements, and as you can see, what's really cool about this game is that you get to control 4 agents, and right now I just get my second one in, and you can task your agents to either do things at once or one at a time, and you have hotkeys that you gotta swap around on. right now, the basic hotkeys are actually pretty good. I do hope that they work on fixing the hotkey customization, because there's a few things with buttons that could be better, at least for me. And actually, while I'm here, or while I'm having this conversation, I want to show this to the developers, and I really do hope they spend the time to watch this, because I am kind of doing it for them. So if you hover over the agent abilities, it says world scan Y, and you can hit Y. It's pretty great. However, I don't understand why, like, you know how you have your agents' numbers over there where you can, you know, select them, or you know who's where. They should add a little letter, you know, they should have the Y just kind of be at the corner over there, so I don't necessarily need to hover to remember what the hotkey is supposed to be for a specific attribute or ability. I know that you can do some of the mixing, and there's probably like something from there. However, it's a pretty simple design thing that if you guys could add, it'll be great, just in terms of being able to move around faster instead of trying to remember what is what. And yes, as you can see, my support agent can have this ability to enter this matrixy thread-like version, and you didn't see much there because we had bypassed most of the systems, but it's basically, it shows you where doors are, where power grids are connected to each other, where special or interesting characters are, etc., etc. So now I'll be getting my hacker soon. There's something wrong with here, with this gate that they can't open. And I've been through here plenty of times. I think it's funny, the first time I tried this out, I had a serious issue with trying to select the hacker, figure out what was going on. The tutorial was pretty confusing, and it was the first quote-unquote bug I sent. And then I reread the instructions a little bit more, and I figured out what was going on. And the guys have changed it up since last time. Anyway, so your support character, which is pretty interesting, he can bribe people and get them to open doors and stuff for you. So that door was red, it's green now. That's where our hacker's at. So let's get that in. And while we do that, I'm going to do a quick swap of options just to see what everything's right now at with. Okay, so right now it's obviously full screen, 1680 by 1050, and I'm gonna skip the controls for now. And I want to just see what my civilian population is. Okay, I have it at high civ population, and things are running pretty smoothly, so I'm not gonna mess with that right now until future notice. But probably logged in about 35 hours. Wait a minute, I can see this. There we go, 31 total hours so far into this game. And it's been an awesome experience to... I unfortunately wasn't able to support the Kickstarter because, you know, I'm on very, very limited budgets, and I'm pretty sure the team is aware of that, especially with the small number of team members that they have, etc., etc. But okay, the agents were stuck there for a second. But I was really glad once they had the early access. I jumped right up to this game. Okay, hold on. Let me finish what I said. And the improvements that have been made over time, and being able to talk to the development team on Steam Community, has actually brought me back into gaming, which I had really stopped playing games and having fun with it for a long time. But this is an interesting quote-unquote bug. It's really not a bug as much as it's just one of those things that's there. So you can see the physics of the agent's coats. It's pretty cool. But this is one of those things where it's just a little odd. Now, if you go and you get on the zip line, their coat is flowing pretty well, but then their coat just kind of chills there after a while. They might have changed it up a little bit, I couldn't tell, but anyway, it's just one of those minor things, not even a major issue. Okay, so this is a new thing that they've added to the pre-alpha, so to speak, or the internal alpha, finished alpha, which is the ability to do an execution. Boom. Oh shoot. The cop heard me over there. So as I said, you can do both stealth and non-stealth. The police heard me, so this is actually a good little use of the thing. So the purple over there is the camera. Now I can either take out both of those guards, or I can kind of sneak past, or do a mixture of both. You know, there's just different ways to go about it. Since it looks like that guard is not moving, I don't know if I'll be spotted or not, but I'm just gonna switch to a pistol. See if I can sneak up behind him. Yes. Okay, well, I really couldn't do the execution style. Anyway, I wanted to actually have my hacker disable the camera there. Okay, so this is something that I think is interesting. It's both, I think, a mixture of not a computed targeting system, but it also kind of forces you to have to move your agents around to get a better shot going. And your agent, if you just click on a person, it doesn't just automatically mean that they're going to go and start shooting them at the best way possible. So you are smart if you actually move your agent around and they have a clear shot and while having decent cover, because if not, they will start shooting and it will be pretty ineffective once they do. My personal suggestion would be to either include a little notice about that, a tip about that, or actually add a line of sight or ability to do damage, reticule or something. I know RPGs like or turn-based games like XCOM, which I've mentioned a couple of times, where this game has some similarities to or could borrow from it, even though it's a real-time one. And I'm more of a fan of real-time games myself, but like if you are aiming for parts, it will tell you if how well your aim is. Anyway, so we are now in the main area, or about to enter the main area, and I love the designers who the work that they've put in a couple of times here. First of all, once you're about to enter the main city, you see this little sign that is in a couple of places and definitely looks like your standard revolutionary thing. And you can't access these two ports to go through other parts of the city, so you're forced to walk through this bridge, which I think is a pretty brilliant design structure because, you know, it's the first time you get to see the city as like a huge breathing monster that it is. And this is the thing I love, that the first like major like corporate ad you see is this augmented human doing the silent sign. It's just very like it's very inspired. Let's just put it that way. That's really the best way to put it, because other than if I just say anything other than inspired, I'd have to go through like 25 minutes of blabbing about what I think about that. Anyway, so again, back in here, mission control. I am really happy that this iteration of the game has some type of narrative kind of working in. So right now this whole Project Satellite Rain was not there before, and the writing is actually really good. I think they could. There's a couple of misspelled words here and there. Not gonna get into that, but I just love the atmosphere and what they're working on. And I hope they keep on at it and have their, the writer really gets to tell the story that they want to tell, and hopefully open it up or somehow do something where other people who are into writing and into this universe could really take a dive. So let's get our last infiltrator so I can actually start really messing around with the game. Alright, so, okay, while I'm here, let me actually go through this general HUD stuff. First of all, the map is pretty cool. It makes plenty of sense, especially once you do pings, and you can do multiple pings or set a custom ping, which is pretty cool. However, the one thing that I really wish they could do or do something with it is I can't click on a map and like have it pop up there, because if I press exit, it'll go to where my agents are. Now this part of this little thing in the map here is actually pretty sweet too, where you can expand the map to include the size. Oh, and I hadn't noticed it before that the downtown Larson Road, so actually the locations names are there too, which I think is a great touch. Great job, guys. And you can zoom in your people. And it's great because you can actually see civs, target in white, and soldiers in red, and all the little stuff here and there. And that little white camera, which it took me a second, is it is the game trying to give you a basic of where your line of sight is. It's not perfect, but it works. So let's just leave it at that. Okay, so. Now this is one of the basic stuff that our agents can do. So there's a camera there, and the agent has to hack, our hacker has to hack this ATM so we can get some money. And it's one of my favorite parts of just how this game works, is being able to, commit a crime or subversive act and try to not get caught. Okay, so he saw it, but it was close enough, so I'm just gonna, book it. Speaking of money, the team they're definitely focusing on rebalancing the amount of money you can have on your experience point system. Used to get a lot more money and a lot more experience at a shorter period of time, but they've also deflated the currency a little bit, so you can actually buy more stuff at a cheaper price, but at the same time you get less money at the same time also. So speaking of which, so this is the infiltrator mission, purchase information, which we can put in. Excuse me. Actually, one of the things that now is interesting is with this mission and the limited money, the information purchase is less of an extra annoying click, and now you have to decide if it's worth the money or not, or if you want to wait till you get more money. I've done this mission enough times to not want to read it the whole way through. My god, it's just so... I really must say how great this game's overall design and world structure is. I'm a big fan of cyberpunk with William Gibson's Neuromancer, Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash, and just the regular, as they like to say, high-tech low-life, something like that. Visual aid, and what's really cool is the, I think it's Mike Diskey, I'm sorry, I don't know the other person who worked on Syndicate Wars or Syndicate. These were the guys who kind of were pushing for this cyberpunk genre in the 90s, and what's really cool is now that they are back being able to do their thing, how they're still kind of get it more than a lot of other folks, like the guys who made the Syndicate FPS, which I played it a little bit. I gotta say, it's not like it's a bad game, but it's first-person shooter, and this type of gameplay, you don't see it a lot. Okay, another big thumbs up for the writing team, or just this overall world, which I didn't have before, which is New Message to Rise and Rise of Dengler. Again, they've been adding, they're showing that there's some more to this world before, and I'm going to skip this real quick because I don't want to spoil the story too much. There is some more, there's a little bit of background, and the story is really good, and I really hope they get to actually spend the time to really flesh out the story that deserves to be told, I guess. Let's see. Oh, cool! I got all the men. Last time I had them fall down. Okay, so let's run here. Oh shit! That did not happen before. Oh, okay. It's kind of a mess. Oh well. We're just gonna run and save our infiltrator right now, and probably shoot our way through. Since it looks like this guy's about to come out. Oh no! Yeah, the power of 4. Oh, this is I'm hoping my sound is being recorded during this whole time, because they've added this in to the game's overall sound and music, was when an action happens, the music becomes more intense, and there you go. And it wasn't there in the last version before. It was just the main theme that you're hearing right now, which was just droning on and on. It's a cool track. It has definitely atmosphere and ambience, but now actually having the music kind of become more intense with the action adds more meaning and purpose to just the game's themes and style. So kudos on that. And while I'm at it, I worked in art and media and production, and I went to school trying to be a film guy, so I understand how tough production and the overall process can be. But the game definitely, if there's one thing it needs some more time to get focused or fixed, is some of the sound design. There's definitely this one specific sound effect that they took out, which I'm so glad, which is the sound of this guy dying that went sort of like, and it was so out of place. And I'm so glad they took that out, because there's nothing worse, especially for a game like this, that is so rich and detailed, to have an experience that gets you, it snaps you out of the world, where you're so into this world and you're thinking about this world, and then all of a sudden a little sound effect or a bug or something just kind of pulls you right out. And I personally think that, when it comes to gaming experiences, from my own perspective, definitely the one that really can kill it for me is sound and bad sound. The good thing is this game's sound overall is really good, what's there and what they have taken out, but there's a few that is surprisingly not, but at the same time I understand that it is kind of tough to put in, like the sound of footsteps. You can hear rain. There is rain everywhere. The game is called Satellite Rain, even though it's a different type of rain, but it kind of plays on the whole concept of rain. But what's not there is the sound of footsteps on wet cement pavements. But I haven't really done, never made a game, so I can't say how, I'm pretty sure it is a hard process, and there's quite a lot going on with this game, and I do know that the staff is really, really small, oh, there's a cop trying here? I don't have any warnings. Is he still gonna try to shoot me, even though I don't have a warning? Whoa, yes he is. Okay, so, I guess you guys should check in on that one. Because our warning system was off, and, he shot. Or he attacked us. Maybe he remembered our faces. Again, just the little music additions is pretty cool. And, I really do hope they get to, make the... Ah! They're everywhere! Alright. Let's boogie. So, another thing about this game that I personally like, and it's kind of a point of reference for me, is the Grand Theft Auto series, especially the ones before Grand Theft Auto became pretty much a household name. Wow, guy's shooting far. The original Grand Theft Auto games had this top-down view. It wasn't as this is more isometric, and that one was more bird's eye, but definitely had that look. And I remember playing Grand Theft Auto and going, you know, it'd be cool if there's more people, yada yada yada, not knowing about a game called Syndicate back then. And it's really cool to have that sandbox experience in this vibrant world. Well, you don't. Okay, so research. Let's see what we got here. Okay, again, I'm really enjoying the interface additions. Somebody had mentioned about the video grain bugging their eyes. I personally think the whole like old grain is pretty cool, but I could have been imagined or not. But it looks like they've reduced the grain amount it's had since they started the game. Research. Do I have enough money for research? Do I have anything to research? Yes, I do. Okay, machine pistol. Alright. So, actually, again, back into the hub. There's this kind of, in the Steam forums, there's a little bit of a tug going back and forth in terms of how all the little elements of the game play out, and a lot of players have mentioned this whole concept of there being a home base, which made sense, especially after my first run through. But one of the things that I've kind of noticed is what is this? Oh, okay, I didn't have this one little thing before. I hadn't noticed it. You know, there's a bit of a randomization that goes on in this game that is pretty awesome. But anyway, back to what I'm saying is, you know, there's a little bit of a tug of war going on in terms of how all the elements play out. And one of the things people have mentioned that, you know, there being a home base, which kind of makes sense. But after I watched the div chat videos, or a couple of them, which they haven't played in a while, wow, they're still following me. I definitely have to make a notation about that, because for some reason, even though my wanted level is off, the police corps, the security corps, does not think that is the case. Okay, well, that's a good sound. Okay. I hope that's the end of it. Another thing with the sound design, I brought that up before. There's a few of the sound effects that again are here, but there could be so much more, especially in terms of how much impact it already has. Which is, you know, this police sound that you're hearing. It's already an Orwellian society, and it'll be cool if you could have actually, you could hear little conversations here and there, or is sound of an overseer type of thing, or some of the commercials. But again, I understand sound design, yada yada. But I do hope that this game gets the budget and support it needs to make those improvements. God, I am looking for a telephone relay system, or teleporter relay system, which actually, I think they have it as a mission now. District downtown, relay beacons. Alright, there we go. This is gonna make it a lot easier. I do love this whole echolocation style that they have for where active missions are. I do love the fact that you can stack missions, or, you know, set up other beacons. I have noticed that if you make your own custom beacon, it doesn't have a different color, so I definitely would make a suggestion for the developers to take time and possibly make the custom relays a little bit different. Okay, so this is where some of the changes in the game, or the game, can really come to play with this, you know, mini beacon. What is really great is this is an open world. You're walking through a lot of places. There's districts that are kind of closed out, so it's not like you can just roam around everywhere. But like right now, this downtown district, and it's surprisingly big. It's, you know, I mean, you can get into cars and drive around, and they're still working on refining the car driving, but it is big enough that you can have your agents drive in a car and start driving around. And right now, what you're seeing me doing is selecting different satellite relay beacons, because this kind of goes back to what people are saying about this whole discussion about you know, there should be a home base or something to that effect. And learning a little bit more about the game's plot and what the designers want out of this game, it makes a lot more sense, because these agents here, they're actually clones. They're, you know, they're part of this organization that has it out for this group called the Eternals, which is, you know, I guess the group that really controls everything, and they are your transhuman nightmare vision of the corporate elite, who now have the ability to upload their consciousness into the cloud, the internet, or whatever, and then download their consciousness into a body. And that's kind of, it is a scary concept, and it is again inspired in an idea that is kind of going around. And these relay beacons, or these agents of this organization of ours, have somehow hacked or have developed a different version of this technology called flash cloning, where you can use a clone body and then like just upload it in a snap. Now, this is the part of something with the game I think it's really interesting, and I'm at a little bit of a quagmire, or a little loop of my own here. Actually, before I go into that, let me do mention with what people were saying with there being a home base. So the whole idea is that these are satellite beacons, and again, the game is called Satellite Reign, and there's definitely a huge element of technology and everything. And what me as the player is doing, or what my role is kind of like somebody who is using a scanner type of technology and has these cloned kind of drone robots of people, agents, whatever you want to call it, and I'm controlling their consciousness in a way, and moving them around, and these agents get deployed based on me, who's part of this organization, to do things. And if they die, you can be recloned or redispatched. And again, this is where the clone system comes in, which was there in the first time around, but really didn't have much going for it in terms of difference. One of the things that is great is every time you start the game from scratch, it definitely randomizes your clones. Right now, I have a balance of all both 2 men, 2 women, and you can actually. Oh, what happened here? No, that was strange. I had not seen that before. I guess they've added a new thing. I'm scared of the token not found error because that usually that's what happened to my button connection, and I don't know if that means anything. So right now this is my active clone, and I can turn it into Dusty Bottoms with this pretty awesome mohawk. And my starting clones have pretty much the same attribute. So you know what? I am gonna turn my soldier into Dusty Bottoms, and I will actually change my infiltrator into Esmond McDonald. Or is it? I love this whole skull mask, by the way. Anyway. So as you can see, you can assign, and so this is one of where it kind of is interesting because they didn't have that before. Your agent had to die until you got the clone, and it actually made more sense with the plot because these are clones who are quote-unquote being cloned, and then they get sent out and have to kind of work through things. Okay, good. They are not attacking me anymore. And anytime you, sorry, we're not working through things, but anytime you die, a new clone would be dispatched and it would have different attributes, and now they don't. And honestly, the way they have it is more fun. It is definitely more fun. And another thing that they have now, which I'm going to show, which was an issue before, still has its limits, is these relay beacons also act as a teleporter. So you can have your agents get teleported to a relay beacon, like right now, all of them. And before, they had to be near other relay beacons to teleport, and it looks like as long as you're not in danger, let me just make sure, you can teleport them. And again, the gameplay is a lot faster now, and it's more fun. But plot-wise, it really kind of gets... It's a little screwy because not only are they clones, but they also can teleport. And if they can teleport, while their clone can be teleported within itself, it gets a little paradoxical. So it does not really serve the consistency of the storyline or the world, but at the same time, it makes it so much more fun to move around and experiment that I can't. In all honesty, ask the team to bring it back to the way it was, but God, I wish there was, they could refine it just some more or somehow. And another thing, once I kind of found out about just what these guys are going for with this whole clone, I had this just mental vision of, here, let me actually show you the skills, which this skill is a lot more fun and useful and usable now, that you can hack people's consciousness. And it's the first time I'm hacking a hobo. And by the way, people have more attributes than they did before. And now that I have this hobo set up, and it's funny that there's hobos on the ground now, which I don't think they had it before. So, and it's a whole different animation cycle. So. Hopefully the animation team has had the chance to sit down and add more animations, or the Unity physics shift has made it possible to make more unique animations at a faster level. But anyway, once I kind of heard about this cloning idea, I just started thinking about Frank Miller's Hard Boiled. Now, I personally have a very strange love-hate with Frank Miller, or not crazy about him these days, and definitely had a huge love-hate with Hard Boiled as a comic book. which the team doesn't know about it, or in case you're wondering, it's this like 50-page comic book, and it is about this guy named Nixon who wakes up from his job and is going to his job, and he kind of starts acting weird, and it turns out that he's actually a robot, and the world is this just insane futuristic city, just more like Transmetropolitan. Oh, nice. Sorry, I love the art that they have. They keep adding and they keep changing it. Anyway, the art in that, the only thing that you should know about when it comes to that particular comic is really the art and the detail, because the story really involves this cyborg who goes on a killing spree and just taking a lot of damage until he's shut down and wakes up. That's pretty much all there is to it. But as he goes along and keeps taking that damage, it just gets brutal. And since these are clones and in a way partially expendable, I know any generation of the same person degrades in terms of quality of speed and stamina, but and just overall physics is kind of a bitch, I could assume. But just this idea of these agents who get dropped into this chaos and they just keep shooting and shooting until they just are that puddle of just that messy puddle. Just that idea is awesome, and the whole clone idea is awesome, even with the extra teleportation added to it. Let me do a quick save here, and I do know that this is taking a while, and I'm doing more of an explanation of the game than really going into bugs, but I'm doing a playthrough, and I hope that after I do this, the team does give it a thumbs up and I can do a more involved video of this. But let's go back to the mission control, and let's see, where is the... Let me actually take out the relay beacon for now. And just another thing that's pretty cool with this game is you can undo a lot of things, and there's definitely a degree of freedom. And for this game, when things work, it works really well. And you know, and I have a few people on the Steam forums who are having difficulty with being able to make their game run on their system. That just really sucks, especially for them, and I feel bad because this game is just so awesome, and it really I feel bad knowing that they just, you know, there are people who are not experiencing this game at the level it should be experienced, and they're having a hard time even being able to get their game run. And I know that the developers have said that once they're done with the beta, they'll be just going to hardcore bug squashing, and I wish them luck. Alright, let's see. For the okay. Okay, so I can pay this guy. Western Gap, Frankie's, I think that's over there. Oh yeah, and I forget, they have the street names. So as I mentioned, I started this game because the controls were changed, and while I had this going on, the one thing that is kind of surprising, and I do know that there's hotkeys assigned to it, and that's probably a reason why. But I just so wish that the arrow keys were preset to WASD, and the rotation was set up to Q and E, because it would make things so much faster, instead of having to just do that switch around. And you know, I guess I'm much more of a snappy type of player, and it sucks I don't. That I have to do this little switch, and I can't really change it around, because last time I did, hit a huge problem where my controls don't work. So I do hope that that is fixed and I get to retain that Black Horse 23 username and continue on there. I have to pay this researcher, so I guess I'm going to start with the bank. And I had this player who said that you really can't finish this bank mission anymore without the hacker level being what it is, and I am going to actually check that out because I think that I was able to finish that pretty easy without needing to have my hacker be at a higher level. So we will find this out soon enough. And this market spot is funny because even with a high civ population, you don't have a dedicated number of people who are always at this market as a whole. And it is kind of strange considering that the text description explains that market as one of the most happening places in the downtown. And there's all this talk of really interesting black market goods that are there as well. And right now, that place, apart from being able to bribe a couple of people here and there, it's just a bunch of stands. And there's definitely a Blade Runner-esque feel to actually everything in this game. And especially for there's both Blade Runner and I guess the Fifth Element, just the Chinese guy selling you noodles, and there's no Chinese guy selling you noodles there. But anyway, it doesn't break the game, so I can't really complain too much about it. But again, what's so funny with this game is even with every improvement, it just makes me want more. And it's both a good thing and a bad thing. Because if this game was crappy, I wouldn't have even bothered making this video, ever. And because I really enjoy this game so much, I am making this video and also blabbering a wish list of demands and ideas. There's a lot more troops than my last playthrough, but honestly, it's just so much cooler. I feel more oppressed, and I had made the little complaint is, where is the oppression in this oppressive overworld? And it definitely feels much more oppressive now, and actually with the XP limitations, this makes it very different. Okay, so let me hack this. So the person who said that they had a hard time hacking through, I think they're mentioning that they couldn't hack that because it requires level 2, which makes sense. And I'll have to look at this because once I figured that out, I decided to get creative. So this goes out to you, user known as Dingbat. Because I will show you this little bit of a walkthrough for how I did it, and because of this lock over here, it actually kind of forced me to get a little bit more creative. And once the thing I had tried out worked, it was really cool. So okay, check this out. I hope I can pull this off right and doesn't turn into another run and gone. But so again, there's so many options in this game, and sometimes even when you do things accidentally, it makes more sense. So I'm sending in my support character, and I'm actually trying to get him to get caught. So they've added this little thing in here, which is really cool. So now that he's caught, I don't have that guarded there anymore. So I'm gonna have my hacker run past really, really quickly. And there's a drone there, so I hope I don't... Okay. So I really hope they get to balance the character classes to their full potential. Because I mean, I love the hacker. I think it's one of the coolest characters, and I definitely used the hacker for quite a lot. And then after that, the infiltrator, and I guess the soldier is the one that I underuse for the most part because I do like the stealth elements. But the character's overall personality, or like the archetype that they embody, there's just so much more that can go with it. But as you can see, I've hacked the cameras. So this camera is out. That soldier is gone. Something very strange is happening over there with the soldier. But there you go. I have hacked the bank. And my hacker's still level 1. So, yeah. I'll see if I can escape without getting caught. Let's see, where's my support? Support looks like he got booted through the back door. Oh, and again, like double tapping, as I said, the buttons the first time around, it took me a while to, I guess, get it. Big air quotes. But once everything fell into place, moving around in this world is kind of a dream. Just because there's so many little different ways of going around and exploring things. And you do get this really great sense of control over a situation, especially if things kind of heat up and get out of hand, where you start thinking on your feet, and when it actually succeeds and you pull it off without needing to resort to brute force the whole time, I guess until the weapons become much more powerful or the firefights much more workable. With these controls, it's just really cool, especially when you kind of coordinate. So anyway, I hacked the bank. Now I have enough money to bribe the person. I'm gonna actually do it with my support character, who was booted last time. So yes, dingbats. Keep an eye out on that. And so back into this world support style look. Where's that ping? There's that ping. How long have I been playing? Oh my god, this is about an hour. I don't even know how I'd be able to upload all this, but after this I'm gonna close this out because I've given basic of my what I've got to say about the game. It is mostly improvements, but I guess while we're trying to get this guy, I'll go for the one thing I really do hope this game gets the full support of. And hold on, I just noticed that my characters have a warning level, which somebody had made a mention about there being a little bit of a bug there. I never was into, like, I guess a game like Diablo, and a friend of mine, I just started playing Dota because a friend of mine wanted an item as a gift. There he is. I kind of get why those games have their appeal and they're very, very long-lasting just style, but I'm much more of a sci-fi cyberpunk guy than fantasy, and this game is definitely the sci-fi and cyberpunk, so it's my shit. And I think this game once it is fully released and polished, I don't know if you guys are gonna have to go with a publisher or not. As long as you guys can retain the ability to make the games that you would like to do and do it at the full vision you can, do whatever it takes, I guess. But I do hope this game really gets the full polish, and I do think it has potential to be played and replayed multiple times, especially if it is opened up to more community support. Because I know there's some talks about eventually adding multiplayer, but this game is so stylish and it is so cool. Like, one of the things I would love is, with these terminals around the world, to be able to access one of these terminals and get on like a market where other users and other agents and other factions have posted their own stuff and are gives you a basic update, and they've put their stuff on sale, and or they've developed new augmentations and mods and have made the characters look a little bit different. I really want that to be there, because this game is fun, and I don't know how many people have already bought it and downloaded it. Oh hey, I guess this is my company. Here's the logo. Barfoot's Locksmith and Repair. Okay. But I really do hope there's the Five Lives team gets to just start has the resources, first of all, to take on more team members professionally as programmers and artists to add more stuff. I wish I had the overall programming knowledge to make that decision, or to be able to be part of that. Unfortunately not, but if they ever expand to a point where they have graphic designer or a community manager type, give me a call. Or director type, person who likes to talk a lot. It's just the community, the ability for the gaming community to add their own to this game is just tremendous. With just the different types of weapons and maybe different missions, different gameplay, and if I do want the Five Lives to make the game they wanted to make before anything, and make sure and feel like they've delivered a great, solid product. And so far, it's been so good, despite like the little bugs and iffies. But I think I have got the highest log on all my games on the Steam library. And I really do play it, and I'm taken to this city. I feel a part of it. And I do want there to be this ability to be more of a part of it, and other players to be more a part of it, and unlike it necessarily being like Syndicate Wars, where it was one and a sequel, and then it was sold off to different publishers. I hope they can retain this IP, and instead of needing to worry about like part 2 until a much later time, they can just keep building this world up. And like another these graphics and videos that are around the game are so cool. And there we go, like this is a great example, like this one. I think the art that they've selected is just fantastically inspired, and definitely again my cup of tea. And I do hope they can open it up for submissions for other artists and people not directly associated with Five Lives or Five Lives friends can create little cool ads and stuff like this, so the game can kind of refresh every now and then with the new graphics. So if there's Zugweiss, it does come soon, and when you check the news, it gives the review of whatever Zugwest or Zugwest, Sweet West, but I don't know how to say it, is all about. and little sculpture commemorations. There's just so much, I guess, like, and again, this talk has gone way too long, but again, there's just so much that can be added to it, and oh, there's a little Pathfinder bug there. I hope, I genuinely wish the Five Lives team all the best, and I hope they are funded and have the support that they need and deserve to keep pushing with this. But seriously, guys, don't let up, and don't try to get this off the door due to a deadline or something. I wish I knew what your time schedule was. I guess I am kind of talking to you guys directly, and I hope you do actually get to watch it. I mean, I hope it doesn't necessarily get dragged out too long, but there's just so much cool shit here that it's very obvious that the people at this team know what they're doing as video game makers, and if you need that extra time to make this even more badass, take it, just every now and then release an update or a note. And I guess this is just coming from me. I hope that other players get to actually say something about it too. But good God, I just really have. I would be shocked, just seriously shocked, if this game is out of quote-unquote early access and it fails to produce a profit or generate sales. I would really be at a loss and wouldn't know what the hell had happened to make that not work. And the only thing I would imagine is the bug and the stories and everything not being fully developed as it still is. Apart from that, I really can't see what is going to stop this game from just being a monster for you guys. Oh shit! What happened? Where am I? Wait, why is there an unauthorized access? Oh, okay. So I guess that's another bug. There really is an issue. Anyway, this concludes my rundown of the game. I'm gonna be posting this soon, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you get to see it all the way through. I hope I can upload this all the way through on YouTube. And once again, this is Black Horse, and also known as Sia Abdurazai, and hope you all have a fantastic day. Alright.